Video games allow players to live out incredible fantasies, like the ability to wear a leather trench coat and wield a sword without looking like a massive dork. As games have become more and more sophisticated in their design, a certain genre of games emerge that offer players an unparalleled level of freedom in their movement and combat. It's called the character action genre, and there's nothing quite like the thrill of taking on hordes of enemies as an all-conquering warrior capable of performing incredible feats. They're flashy, stylish, and incredibly enjoyable, but which are the best character action games? While often considered similar to the hack and slash and beat 'em up genres, character action games are typically 3D and feature intricate systems, complete and unique freedom of movement, along with bucket loads of huge combos. They're about kicking ass and looking good doing it. We've compiled the list of some of the best character action games ever made, and we've ranked them because we feel like being just a little bit spicy. We've also stuck to the rule of one game per franchise, purely on the basis that not doing so would lead to 4 different Devil May Cry pulls. Dante, we love you, but we just want other games to shine here too. I'm Daryl for Cultured Vultures, and here's the best character action games you should be on the lookout for. Slap like and hit subscribe, and maybe we'll be able to protect you from Bayonetta's wicked weave punishment, unless, you like that kind of thing.
Why?
Alright, this got weird. Moving on. 10. Ninja Gaiden Black. Truth be told, this is the Ninja Gaiden of your choice pick. The 3 modern Ninja Gaiden games and their various re-releases are some of the best character action games on the market, but opinion can be split on which Ninja Gaiden game is the best. All anyone can agree is that Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z absolutely sucks, and the less said, the better. Now, we're going to go with Ninja Gaiden Black here. It's a reiteration of the original Xbox game, but with new enemies and moves, although if you'd rather include the most recent release, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, which bundles together 3 games in one affordable package, that's fair enough. Regardless of which Ninja Gaiden game you prefer, there's a number of common factors that unite each game in the series. All 3 see ninja badass Ryu Hayabusa travelling around the world to defeat some kind of demonic threat, and every game in the series is about as hard as it gets. They're a challenge, but stick with them and you will be rewarded with an incredibly satisfying character action game. 9. God of War 3 Remastered. Before becoming all about the boy, the God of War series was the West's best attempt at competing in the character action genre, as Kratos' huge weapons and massive combos would bring comparison to the likes of Dante and others. Since the reboot, God of War is leaning away from the character action influence in favour of something more grounded, but it's hard to forget the sheer bombast that was God of War 3, which was one of the best character action games ever made. The culmination of Kratos' Greek murder rampage, God of War 3 sees Kratos attempting to finally put an end to Zeus and the rest of the Greek pantheon. God of War 3 was one of the biggest spectacles in the character action genre, often involving massive titans as part of the level, and the remastered PS4 version makes that spectacle look and feel even more impressive. There's plenty of games out there that task you with killing gods, but few do it with as much style and violence as God of War 3 Remastered. 8. No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. Much like Ninja Gaiden, fan opinion on which game in the No More Heroes series is the best one can be fairly wide-reaching, the only consistent opinion being that Travis Strikes Back isn't it. It's also not a character action game, so it's double disqualified. Some prefer the original No More Heroes, seeing as it was the first game in the series and it introduced plenty of new and interesting ideas, while others love the absolute ludicrousness that the third game has to offer, but we are going to give the nod to No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. The sophomore entry in Grasshopper Manufacture's kitsch and quirky series, No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle sees protagonist Travis Touchdown once again making his way through a gauntlet of ranked assassins, only this time he's taking on 51 capable murderers instead of 11. With improved gameplay and the removal of an open world that honestly just got in the way, No More Heroes 2 is a brilliant character action game, especially with its port on the Switch. 7. Vanquish. Not all character action games have to feature someone with a big sword, as one of the best examples of the genre is actually a third-person shooter. Of course, it's a third-person shooter developed by Platinum Games, so it makes sense that it would have much more of a character action flavour to it, but Vanquish is undoubtedly one of the most stylish and satisfying third-person shooters on the market. Suited up in an augmented reaction suit as government agent Sam Gideon, you must help stop an evil occupation of a massive civilian space station. Because of your advanced suit, however, you have powers no mere mortal could ever have, including the ability to slide boost across the floor at 100 miles an hour, or shoot people fast enough it feels like time is slowing down. Vanquish is a game that demands a lot from the player, as trying to keep up with the bonkers action on screen might actually make your eyes melt, but the game gives so much in return, making it a quintessential character action game. 6. Astral Chain. Platinum Games have practically made a name for themselves off the strength of their character action games, and you can expect to see their name pop up some more in this list, though none of their releases are arguably as unique or enjoyable as Astral Chain. While most character action games feature the player character being the lead badass in question, Astral Chain is more like being the world's hypest puppeteer. Granted, that's probably not going to convince you to try this game, but trust us when we say that Astral Chain is still one of the best character action experiences you can buy. It's the future, and humanity is pushed to the brink of extinction by extra-dimensional baddies known only as chimeras. As a new recruit of Neuron, you're given a legion, which is a captured chimera able to do your bidding. Naturally, you'll be using it to solve puzzles, complete investigations, and, most crucially of all, smack some demons about the shop. The act of using your legion instead of doing everything yourself takes some getting used to, but the results are worth it, as Astral Chain feels right at home on the Nintendo Switch. It's the perfect game to spice up your commute. 5. God Hand. Before becoming Platinum Games, many of the key development staff were a part of Capcom's Clover studio, which developed some of the most outlandish and memorable games of the PS2 generation. Okami seems to be the game from Clover that everyone loves to remember, while The Beautiful Joe is the one most people want to see return. Their third game is considered to be character action genre icon gold, and that is God Hand. Players take control of Gene, the keeper of the mythical God Hand, which grants him the incredible power to whoop demon arse all day long. It's just as well then, as the entire demon army is looking to take him down. God Hand allowed players to create their own custom moveset from over 100 attacks, while also utilising freeform dodging via the right stick, and both elements were required considering that God Hand is a notoriously tough nut to crack. God Hand is a rare one to find these days and can fetch a hefty price too, just like your mum, but it's worth tracking down either way so that you can experience a brilliant and unique character action game for yourself. I will take a modern day port though, Capcom, if you're listening. 4. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. It's fair to say that when Raiden was first introduced into the world of Metal Gear, he wasn't the most well-liked chap. Fitting in the shoes normally reserved for Solid Snake is enough to turn most fans against you, but if you weren't sold on Raiden before, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance does an excellent job of helping people love him. He's a cyborg ninja who's a total badass. What's not to love? A spin-off to the regular Metal Gear Solid franchise, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance sees Raiden dealing with a PMC known as Desperado Enforcement, chasing them around the world to stop a plot to reignite war and deceive the American people. You'll do that by carving a bloody path through the ways of humans, robots and cyborgs that stand in your way, with players even entering a slow-mo mode to control their slashes. Seeing challenging enemies precisely diced into ribbons in beautiful slow motion never gets old, and that soundtrack rips hard as well. Even if you're not a Metal Gear fan, this is worth checking out, even if just for the sight of Raiden suplexing a 100-foot tall mech. 3. NIER Automata. Often lauded as one of the greatest games ever made, there's a reason why NIER Automata isn't sitting at the top spot of this list. The character action gameplay isn't as good as the next games. It's not a huge knock, as fighting your way through robot hordes is incredibly enjoyable, but it can be a bit simplistic. If you don't like it, feel free to direct all your hatred at Ash, who wrote this list. His Twitter account is @adonemelons. On screen now. Look at it. Look at that handle. Go there. Direct your spice at him. Yes. However, the simplicity of NIER Automata's combat makes it a great introductory character action game for a lot of new players, with the added benefit of being a story that is utterly incredible. Set during a post-apocalyptic war between androids and robot aliens from another world, you control 2B as they complete missions for Yura, trying to turn the tide of the war. Unfortunately, the robot machine network has other plans, and 2B must work with a scanner unit named 9S to defeat all those pesky robots. That's about as much as can be explained without giving away the entire story, but if you want a game with impressive combat and a beautiful story, NIER Automata is the game for you. 2. Bayonetta. Platinum Games have had a bit of a stranglehold on this list, but their apex is arguably Bayonetta, that game about the long-legged witch with the guns on her feet, you know the one. Some players might prefer the sequel, and with the third game on the way, there's every chance the original game gets knocked off of this pedestal, but truthfully, there's been few series debuts as confident or as bold as the first Bayonetta. As supposedly the last Umbra Witch, Bayonetta travels to a remote European city only to find that there's a ton of angels everywhere, she's not the only Umbra Witch, and there's a plot that could maybe spell the end of the entire world. Obviously, that won't do, but Bayonetta earns extra points for its incredibly unique combat system that lets you equip weapons to Bayonetta's hands and feet for some absolutely ludicrous loadouts. You can put a samurai sword on her feet and have her kick-stab angels to death. What a game! Without a doubt, Bayonetta is a wonderful character action game, but the best is yet to come. And at number 1, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Perhaps there's an element of recency bias to this one, but Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition is the series at its unashamed best. If you were only to ever play one character action game in your life, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition is the game to pick. Even if you've not got a PS5 or an Xbox Series XS, the regular version is still an excellent game. The Special Edition just has nicer textures and Virgil as standard instead of extra DLC. It is the superior product, though it not coming to PC is strange. At least modders exist, right? Shout out to you cheeky little scamps. The biggest game in the series, Devil May Cry 5 sees series mainstay Dante, recent protagonist Nero and newcomer V working together to defeat a demon infestation in a city that looks a lot like London, though this incursion might be more personal than most. Meanwhile, the Special Edition introduced Virgil as a playable character, giving us a bit more in the way of a backstory for the series' biggest villain / cool boy. If you want the best character action game of all time, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition is an SSS rank masterpiece, though you're probably ignoring what I'm saying to type DMC3 is the best in the comments. At least we didn't mention the Ninja Theory reboot, eh? And there you have it, there is our top 10 best character action games. Did you agree with the list? Any games in here that you've played? Any that you think that we've missed out? Let us know in the comments down below. As ever, if you enjoyed the video, remember, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and whack that notification bell so you keep up to date on all the content coming to the channel. Check out the social media on screen now as well. Also consider checking out culturedvultures.com for the full written version of this article and many, many more. And between the YouTube channel and the website, we are sure you'll find plenty to your liking. Hopefully, we'll catch you, yes you, right there, sitting on your chair and or watching on mobile phone in the next video. But until then, cacaw.